Hey everyone, welcome to Finding Tickers. We discuss stocks that our community is trading. Today's episode is brought to you by FREIBA Watchlist, our signature trading service that shares a daily list of hand-picked stocks, trade ideas, live trade alerts, portfolio reviews, market news, and much more, all to help you, one, learn how to trade and become a better investor. So make sure you click the link below. Subscribe today. Don't miss out on another opportunity. All right, let's check out some tickers. So first we'll start off with the SPY. It's the S&P 500. Massive day today. So the theme for today is all is well that ends well. Really nice bounce out of the market today. Though as we discussed yesterday, we had a nice curl and a relatively strong close. Then we ended up selling off in the morning. Today was the FOMC meeting where the Fed chair, Jerome Powell, was looking to make a decision on whether the Federal Reserve is going to raise interest rates or do things like taper, which they're actually decided to do a couple things on that front today. So it was a huge day in the market, lots of uncertainty, a lot of weakness early on in the day. One of the biggest names that got crushed today was Roku. So we ended up, working our way through that position today. Ended up shorting Roku, and everything worked out there. But when this meeting came up, we had crazy volatility. So right around 2 o'clock was the decision. That decision came out. So the meeting started at 1, ended at 2. Rate decision came out. Market went crazy. You had a huge drop right at 2 o'clock and a push down. It was almost a $2 move out of the markets in 1 minute. That's a massive move. And you had this immediate reversal and a push to new highs of the day, and you had a slight pullback here, almost a VWAP, and then it just never looked back. So, really positive response out of the market today. So the decision was that, one, the Fed is going to leave rates unchanged. So that means basically better rates for investments. And so things like the financial sector that we were looking closely at ended up closing a little bit flat. But again, the overall market's moving up. So we'll show you that in a second. But the tech stocks have been getting beat up. People talking about the valuations and things like that. But we had a really huge rebound with a lot of the tech stocks. So everything from the Apple to Microsoft, AMD, Amazon, even Netflix rebounded today. I mean, just a lot of positivity. Facebook or Meta. So really great afternoon and recovery in the markets today. Now we're back at that 171.09 level. So we still haven't broken that on an intraday basis. And that was a pretty important level that we identified. And, again, it hasn't cracked it on an intraday. And so tomorrow we're probably going to get that, potentially even sell off from that point with some profit taking tomorrow. But we'll see. There is a massive amount of strength. But with these large rebounds, you have the potential for people to take profit. So that's going to be on watch tomorrow. But I firmly believe that we will crack this 471.09 finally on an intraday level. And if you look at the daily, we have kind of a couple peaks here, right? So you do have this breakthrough with the high of 473.54. But you do have kind of a flat top here, right? So you tested this level several times. So 1, 2, 3, about 5 or 6 times now over the last 2 months. And so this is kind of test, right? Is it going to break tomorrow? Are we going to continue? Are we going to squeeze back up into this channel, get back, towards 475. Now that the trend is kind of fading, right? You have a lot more work to do to get above these levels. So you do need some more uh, strong buying activity over the next couple of days. We do have quadruple witching this week, and so that can present a relative challenge, just given all the options expiring on a lot of different fronts. So we're gonna again stay focused, and we'll keep you guys updated with that watch list in the morning. So now let's get into some of our watch lists from today, as well as some of the trades. And again, we have bonus at the end, so definitely stick around, stay tuned for that. So first, we'll pull up XLF. So this was on the watch list today. XLF is the financial sector ETF, and essentially this is the barometer for the financial sector in general. So it's comprised of the tickers that kind of lead the market in the financial sector, and we had this on watch today for this exact reason. So we talked about the Fed meeting, right, potentially impacting interest rates, and so that translates to potential changes in the markets, specifically for the financial sector. And in the finance sector, it's a positive change, because even though the rates are rising on the borrowing end for banks, you have the passing on of that cost in some ways, whether it be higher interest rates on credit cards, mortgages, and such. So we talked about a lot of that benefiting the banks, because they're going to squeeze the customer as well. So they're kind of again passing on some of those costs to the consumer. And so we had this bottoming out here at around 38.48, and a nice push up. It went basically from red to green on the day, and from these lows, even with the not so great news, right, for the banks, you still had this relative strength because the market was so strong, and so it ended up closing on a positive note. So XLF, again, congratulations to anyone that was in this ETF. ETFs are typically more longer term, outlook positions. So this was definitely a really nice area to take a closer look at XLF, right? Long-term investing is about mitigating risk, and ETFs are a great way of going about that. All right, and so a more specific name next is Citigroup. So letter C. We had this on our watch list this morning, and we ended up trading this as well. So we had this trough here at around 59.54, and again, same idea, right? We were looking for some strength in financials due to the meeting and the potential rate hikes, and so we had Citi on watch, and we took this trade right as it started to curl here. You kind of had a W pattern, and it started to break, move towards VWAP. But we were in back here first thing in the morning. We waited all day for this move to kind of come to fruition. The news came out. At first, you got this relative bullish reaction, push to this high over 60, basically 60, and we got in right below 60, right around 50, 59.75, I believe. And then so we almost got about $1 out of it, about 80 cents out of this move here. But again, with the velocity of the move and this pop here with that positive reaction, initial reaction, really it was just kind of a fake out. You had shorts kind of take over and bring this back down. But once we saw this break of this level here in this kind of range for the day, we took profits before it kind of broke back down, as we saw that the news wasn't as anticipated for the financial company. So, but on that trade, that was actually a 35% winner intraday from these two ranges here, from about the 50, 59, 75 to a little over that, little around that 60, 50 is around where we exited. And again, that was a 35% win on letter C. So we'll continue to watch for strength in the overall market and see kind of what will happen next. The Fed is looking to start to raise rates in 2022, and so we do have some time here, and so we'll keep an eye out on financials as we enter the first quarter. All right, next was another financial name that was on the watch list this morning that we actually traded as well. It's JP Morgan. So same idea, right? And still pretty similar price action. So this was a nice move towards the highs. You had this the close here. So you technically we're looking for kind of a red to green, which we got, and then again we exited right around the same time as Citi for a 25% win. That was pretty awesome. All right, next we talked about this yesterday. We took VIR, and so VIR Biotechnology. We took this yesterday, and we talked about it in our last video, to where we were looking for this move up. It started to gap after hours, and so it looked pretty bullish. And then even with the pullback in the market today, this was really strong. So VIR ended up having an amazing day and still is moving up. But we'll talk about the specifics here. So again, we got in around $45 yesterday, and we exited right at the open. We kind of prefaced this at the beginning of the day, and we said that if VIR gaps up and kind of goes, then we'll look to take profits. So we ended up exiting, right near the open here, and then we got back in. So from here, exiting at around 51, right around the $51 level, that was a 300% win for us. So congratulations to everyone that took advantage of this trade, and the others. This was a massive win just from the open. But then we saw that this was still bullish. Buyers were stepping up. There were some obvious levels that we were looking to break on the daily, that being around that 54.39 level that we had identified. And you had this bullish activity come in. So after we sold up here, we caught this dip and rode this back up towards the highs a couple times. So we ended up catching this all the way up to about 53.54 is on a couple different trades. And those two trades, that second one on this rip here was a 70% win, and then another additional 50% win on this ride up to those highs. So VIR, thank you very much. This was a great move, great trades today on this. This was kind of a sleeper here. Not much attention got paid to this until we had this day today, right? So again, a lot of people stepped up, a lot of buyers stepped in. So congratulations to everyone that took this trade. At any point, you could have made a really nice profit, and we got some messages and about this, some DMs, and people were super pleased. So massive move, between yesterday and today, and so again, congratulations to everyone. What's interesting is that this ended up pushing after hours and breaking back out to make new highs to break that price target that we had for it. But of course, it happened after hours. So VIR is still on watch. There's still some more levels. There's a wick for this to fill towards $60. But it may have a tough time at these levels. We'll see. But that is VIR. All right, and next we have Microsoft. Microsoft, huge move, right? Similar to the SPY, right? Microsoft, like I mentioned earlier, Apple, uh, the AMD, Nvidia, all of these things just rip into the close. And but we actually took a contrarian approach, but no, it was really just a trade to the downside after these huge rips. So we ended up shorting Microsoft a couple times. The first time was on this dip, and then the second time was on the second dip here in the afternoon, as it was pretty much going parabolic, right? And what goes up must come down. So we did set up to take a couple trades on this to the downside, and those worked out pretty well. So that was great. And then in the morning, we had taken it to the upside here. It was we were looking for the 330 break on Microsoft, but we caught it at right around there, right around that 330 break in the spike in the morning. That was also pretty awesome. So that was Microsoft, and again, congratulations to everyone that was in this. Especially after that meeting, you had this huge rip, and so I'm looking forward to seeing some gains DM to me, over the next couple of days here. But we're going to continue to watch Microsoft. It's really strong right now. With the overall market, you have these potentials for new highs. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes, and we'll continue to play the volatility, of course. All right. Next, another one that was on the list today is CFVI. So we had this squeeze in after hours yesterday. It came on our radar again. We talked about this and the fact that it was moving with DWAC on some rumors, like the actual news in regards to the two merger companies. And so we had it on watch today. Sold off with the market. A lot of stuff looked like this first thing in the morning, and then it kind of grinded its way up here. And we took a few trades on it. I think we netted about 30 cents a share on this move up. So that was pretty nice. And so anyone that was watching this, again, this was grinding up here. Ended up breaking VWAP and holding, kind of hugging it, popping above and bouncing off of it, and ended up holding it pretty well and moved up even at the after hours. So there's definitely potential for this moving forward. So we'll keep this on watch as it holds over $12. But again, a nice move off the lows here. You can see that this was a double bottom where it bounced off this level twice and again never really looked back. So you have a decent pattern forming here as well. So we're gonna see here what happens with this potential wedge here or panic as they call it as well. So we'll see on this CFVI. But as you can see, former runner, right, former mover, and it's setting up again. But nice move today. Glad we caught it. And that is CFVI. All right, next, we have a wild one today. One that popped on the radar is CALT. So we ended up seeing this on our radar. It popped up on the scanner in the afternoon here. So we caught it right around right around $18. It kind of popped on the radar. We notify everyone in chat this was starting to squeeze, and we were waiting for some follow through. and we got just that. So after this was creeping up to over $18, around this 1870 level, we then saw this pop. And right when that pop happened, we started preparing to take the trade, to see if there was more of a squeeze. You can see volume increased, and then that's when we took the trade here at we were anticipating the break of $20, and we got more than that. So really nice trade here on CALT. We took this again right around here, actually right around 1980s, and it pushed, right, just for 2 more minutes. You had this push to a high of 2166 was that high, but it kind of moved into this range here, which we saw a lot of buying come in, and then once it peaked, we just got out here at the top. So really really nice trade, and it kind of came out of nowhere. When we dug a little deeper, we saw that there was a catalyst on it. They just had the FDA approval, and so but that news came out yesterday. So that again was kind of a sleeper here, and it crept up on us. But that was a great trade. So congratulations to anyone that took this. I mean, you did have the opportunity when we called it out when it was around $18. That obviously would have been a much better trade. But here's the kicker, right? For anyone that is still in this, what happened was we actually called it out again towards the close. We said that CALT was creeping up again, and lo and behold, it starts to move up. It gets back over 1850, and all of a sudden it halts for news. Nobody knows what the news is. Sometimes it's not great, but this was actually really good news for CALT, and that halt. Actually, that news is actually when the FDA approval came out. That's what the halt for the news was. So this creeping up here was, just call it luck, but somebody creating a position, and then it ends up halting for news. It opens up after hours, after the close, and just absolutely rips. So on the day, this was about a 200% move. So again, congratulations to anyone that is still in this. Looks like it's gonna stay up here and probably get back over $30 tomorrow morning. But that again, if you're in shares, obviously this move to this peak here at 34.52, anywhere above $30 would probably be where you're looking to get out. As what probably happened was a lot of people probably got out right as it's unhalted, just because of the uncertainty, the high move, such a high move that it made, and people just profit taking and trying to move on. But that is CALT. So again, congratulations to everyone that was paying attention. So next, we have another big move for us today. This was on the watch list as well, and this is LAZR. So Luminar Technologies, they're a LiDAR company. They've been having some interesting news recently. There's been a lot of price target upgrades, so a lot of attention is being paid to LAZR. But we had it on the watch list this morning, and it did not disappoint. So we were pretty bullish on it. There was a lot of activity, kind of in dark pools and other areas. This also has options, and so we were watching this pretty closely. We ended up taking a trade under $14, and this just again didn't disappoint. So it pushed here. We ended up exiting at this spike here. It is around 14.67. You had pullback, consolidation, and then when the market went crazy, this moved up even more as well. So congratulations to everyone that took this all the way up. We did exit right around here, and what we were looking at is this range here, and it potentially bumping its head against it, which it did. It just ended up breaking with the overall strength. But nonetheless, our trade on this was 100% winner. So we're super pleased with that. But yes, congratulations to everyone that took this even higher. But we're gonna, we're not done with it yet, right? So LACR, we're definitely bullish on the name. So we'll wait for the next setup on it. But again, massive win, being that it was 100%. So again, congratulations to everyone. All right, next we have a name that we were just in, and now we're back. This is TJX. So we swung TJX into from the end of last month into the beginning of this month, and it pushed up and it kind of started to break down, and so right before it broke down, we exited. But we do like the price action that it had today, so we're back in, and this is already moving up pretty nicely. We were looking for another swing. We do have some upside targets which we haven't reached yet. But sometimes that's what happens, right? You have kind of the dip before the rip, and with the overall strength back in the market right now, we're looking for this to move relatively quickly and break some more levels here. So we got back in on this drop here, similar to a couple of other trades today, but we're holding on to this one. Again, we have an upside target that should break out relatively soon. So we're going to see, how that goes. We'll wait for these other horizontals to break, and kind of go from there. But TJX, we are back in. All right, so now let's get into the bonus. So we like to talk about stuff that is on our radar. We get a lot of questions about tickers, but this one is one that is definitely on our radar right now, and that is Buzzfeed, BZFD. So Buzzfeed recently had some news about a stake being taken, and that Comcast took a $200 million stake in Buzzfeed. So that was definitely interesting. The ticker has been beat up since it IPO'd. A lot of selling has been happening here, but now you have this basing out and a couple targets to the upside. Now with this news, you have some confidence that it's going to probably push back into it, and you have a small peak here at around 675, so that we can kind of look forward to that level being broken relatively soon. So now at least again we have a target. So Buzzfeed is going to be on watch. If anyone doesn't know Buzzfeed, it's a news outlet. They became famous with their short form headlines, and they became a real big player in the media space. But they recently went public, and the ticker is BZFD. All right, that is all. Thanks, guys. Hey, leave a comment below and tell us what you're trading. We'd like to know. We want to keep our community informed. We want to be able to answer questions. So definitely comment below. Let us know what you're trading, and any other questions you might have, drop them there and we'll get back here. And if you enjoyed this episode, please like, share, and subscribe. And of course, click the link to join our community. It is growing and growing fast. Again, we have our chat room. You can post charts, ask questions, we share ideas. That's where the watch list is, for example. But go ahead and click the link, and we'll see you in chat. We appreciate all the support, guys. Thanks very much for tuning in to Finding Tickers. We'll see you in the morning. Have a good one.